with a legal update and more. This is Pro Wrestling Central. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. On the Green Mountain Wrestling X account, Kevin Owens, who has been out of action after undergoing neck surgery, said this.
Hello everyone, my name is Kevin Steen, and you might know me from some wrestling shows I've been on or some wrestling matches I've had, but tonight's not about me. Tonight is about crowning the very first champion in Green Mountain Wrestling history, which obviously makes tonight a very big show. And I wish I could be there in person, because I've been keeping up with Green Mountain Wrestling for a while now and seeing it grow, and it's been pretty exciting. And, if I was there tonight, I'd be able to award that title to the first champion myself, which, if you look at the title belt closely, there might be a certain wrestling move being executed on one of the side plates that has a little something to do with me. So it would have been an honor to be there to do that. However, I'm not there. I'm here in my house, and I'm in my office. That's Godzilla. Pretty cool. It's painted on my wall. There's a giant snake back there. Anyway, so I'm here. So I'm not going to be able to watch the show. I'll just, read the results online on the internet. Technology, it's crazy. You could find out what's happening as it's happening practically. But I won't be able to witness it. You guys, however, will be. So to all of you who get to see it live tonight, I say good luck. You guys don't need luck. You're just going to watch the show. So enjoy the show. Have fun. But the good luck goes to everybody competing for that title. To all of you guys, I say give it your all. And I'm very excited to see who comes out as champion. Until then, hopefully I get to make it out to a show at some point soon and be there in person. But until then, everybody have a blast and good luck. And now let's start the show. I've been talking forever. These people just want to see a bunch of guys punch each other in the face. Come on, whoever's running this, just kill the lights, hit the music, do something. Just get my face out of here and just start the show already. Come on. Jesus.
Giving an update on his recovery from a double heel fracture he suffered in a match back in April, Rob Van Dam told TMZ inside the ring, "I feel like I'm between the middle and the end of it. So it's been a while, a lot longer than I thought it would take to heal. And from what I've learned, every calcaneus fracture is different depending on how the bones are fragmented and if you have surgery. This was April 5th for me, so it's been quite a while. I thought I was looking at like 8-9 weeks and I'd be back. I'm at a point now where, I can see improvement all the time, but I'm nowhere near ready to wrestle. I'm not jumping or even running yet. It's been great. It's been wonderful. I don't miss the travel. Sure, it's possible. I think anything's possible, and I'm not ruling anything out personally as far as whether I want to continue or not after my heels are completely 100%. I change my mind like every few days about it. Sometimes I feel like, I could go, feel great. I could go show the people that, I can still do what I could do. Hopefully it'll motivate and inspire some people, maybe. And then at other times, I feel like, maybe I'd rather just be attached to the old school wrestling and remembered for that." During an interview with Sportskeeda, former AEW star Jake Hager talked about Chris Jericho's relationship with AEW president Tony Khan, saying, "Even Chris, he would tell me that Tony would not respond to his messages for 2 weeks. It became a point to where either AEW is important or it's not, and it just seemed like it was not to him. They stopped doing production meetings. They stopped doing anything to make the show timely. We would be waiting around till 5 p.m. to find out what we're doing that day, and what live television show does that? Only one with money behind it." Previously, Tony Khan talked about Chris Jericho potentially returning to AEW, telling the Torg and Elliott show, "Chris Jericho's been here since the very beginning, and I have so much great respect for Chris Jericho. We absolutely want Chris Jericho back in AEW, and hopefully soon." Of course, it's been reported that Jericho's AEW deal is set to expire this year, as many are assuming Jericho will return to WWE. Touching on an AEW star's status with the company given his absence, Ringside News wrote that Claudio Castagnoli's absence from AEW's Grand Slam show in Mexico had fans raising eyebrows. With no appearance and no explanation, speculation ran wild. Was he injured, pulled from the card, or had his AEW contract quietly expired? Adding to the confusion, Claudio's AEW debut happened nearly 3 years ago, leading many to assume his deal may have reached its end. The timing had fans questioning whether the Swiss Superman's run with the company had come to a close, but that's not the case. Sources within AEW have confirmed via Fightful Select that Claudio remains under contract and still has a significant amount of time left on his deal. Internally, there's no concern about his departure. In fact, Tony Khan is said to be fully committed to keeping Claudio around for the long haul and sees him as a long-term asset to the company. Despite missing the Grand Slam card, Claudio's future with AEW is secure, and his absence wasn't tied to any sort of contract dispute or expiration. Andrade recently departed WWE, with it said that the company could not get into contact with the star for weeks. Adding information to this specifically, PW Insider reported that another story making the rounds is that Andrade was unable to be reached for several weeks as he left the United States to travel to another country in South America and didn't respond to the company's overtures. Staying on the topic of Andrade's WWE exit, Dave Meltzer suggested this on Wrestling Observer Radio regarding Andrade's potential involvement in AAA. I know they wanted him in the AAA project. I'm not sure that he was. He didn't do it, so there's that. So you can read into what you want. I don't know that that has anything to do with it or not. Now, PW Insider has said, we are told by 3 different sources that at no point was that request even made, as Andrade was never even included in any pitches for AAA creative ideas. The Rock's daughter and NXT General Manager Ava has been on the receiving end of backlash. She reposted and responded to a message from a user on X that reads, "If you want people to have kind words when you pass, you should say kind words when you're alive," and wrote this in response on X. "And I'll stand behind this. Be kind now more than ever." Many thought the original quote was in reference to those celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. When it comes to an alleged stalker of a former WWE star facing legal consequences, Ringside News wrote that WWE superstars have to deal with their share of troubles from fans, and that sometimes continues even after their days with the company are over. Ryback has been dealing with a situation for over 2 years, and it's not totally over yet, even after the authorities got involved. In June 2025, Ryback posted that Brandon Chase Salehi Nassab was arrested in Madison County, Alabama on charges of menacing, aggravated assault, and harassing communications. He was released on zero bond despite being on probation and under investigation for ongoing harassment. Ryback stated that Salehi Nassab had already pled guilty to federal online aggravated stalking and harassment, receiving a 1-year probation that the new arrest violated. He noted that a routine NCIC check would have shown the probation status and argued that Salehi Nassab should not have been released. Ryback added that Salehi Nassab still faced 1 to 5 years in Nevada State Prison related to the prior case. He called for Salehi Nassab to remain in custody until his next hearing, and criticized Verizon for delaying the release of subpoena data tied to the investigation. Ryback commented that his case against his stalker is federal, but upon looking into the booking information, it's a state case. That being said, he has plenty of reasons for wanting the authorities to take action. As of this writing, his stalker appears to still be a free man. In case you didn't know, Ryback dealt with an aggravated stalking case involving a man named Brandon Chase Salehi Nassab. The harassment escalated in 2023 and impacted his personal and professional life. His stalker is still a free man, but he would like to change that. In 2023, Ryback claimed on X that Brandon Chase Salehi Nassab created hundreds of fake accounts to harass him. The stalker claimed to know Ryback's address and other personal details, and said his life purpose was to kill Ryback and his family. Nassab also directed threats of rape, torture, and murder toward Ryback's mother and dogs. Not only that, but his stalker had a history of firearm charges. Ryback contacted the FBI and in August 2023 announced that an affidavit for an aggravated stalking arrest warrant for Nassab had been submitted to the district attorney's office in Nevada. Despite this, the harassment continued. The former WWE Intercontinental Champion later reported that Nassab violated a no contest order daily by using VPNs and other technology to create thousands of new accounts. The ongoing harassment prevented Ryback from traveling or making public appearances. In April 2025, he stated that he had not been able to do so for nearly 2 years. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.